Yo, call me a dream the way I see men. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Games Kids. Today, and only today, we are here to talk about more Sonic Dream Team. That's right, I'm really excited because we have a few new pieces of information, and it's looking more and more like this game is kind of like a Sonic Adventure game mini, I guess, which is kind of crazy, but we'll talk about it a little bit. So first and foremost, right, what I want to talk about is we have a little bit of extra gameplay, very small amount, but a little bit of extra gameplay. Actually, Sonic, the Sega Hardlight account, posted some gameplay, and actually on their channel, the game is in 60 FPS. So in the base trailer of the game was kind of like 30 FPS. It looked kind of, iffy on the movement side, but now you can actually see how smooth the game actually is in motion right here. I'll even turn on the game out because it's just the same song, but look how fucking smooth this looks at 60 FPS. It's so fucking nice looking. Oh, like this, I'm telling you, man, I know like frame rate and graphics aren't always everything, but seeing a buttery smooth Sonic game is everything to me. And I know you're probably gonna need a decent iPad or an Apple TV to get 60 FPS on the game. I'm assuming it depends on what mobile device you have. But again, you gotta remember, like, iPhones and iDevices at this point are basically I mean, mini computers in your pocket, right? Like, I think the newest iPhone can run like Resident Evil 4 or a version of it. But like the fact that, like, first of all, like even Sonic, something stupid, like look at Sonic, just how his character model looks, look how this level looks in general. We have this like factory type level. You see also when you kill enemies, I guess you get these little electric thingies, which I'm assuming will power your boost gauge in this, because you do have a boost gauge, as you can see down below over here. And this area is so cool. Like, I love, like, this feels so dreamlike. And actually, there's an interview we're going to talk about that talks about why this game goes to this aesthetic. But I love the look of it. Even this level that's very Fall Guys-y, as a lot of you can tell, just is so cool. Just like different water strokes in the sky, bouncy houses and everything. It just looks so good. We could see some Amy gameplay, because Sonic and Amy are the speed types in the game. But yes, so we have a little bit of this. And then we also had another trailer that showed Tails and Cream. So Tails and Cream are going to be flight type characters. We get another look at this like factory level, but again, seeing in nice 60 feels so good. Actually, do I have this one at 60? Because it felt like, yeah, I do. But yeah, so we get a look at these levels where the objective is to collect a key to move forward. We know different levels in a world have different objectives. So some will be, get the key. Some will be, beat it between a time limit. And also, it's so cool how here you can tell where the different characters come to play. So like here you can see Cream, is going to fly through spots like this, right? But if we go back here a little bit, hold on. Let me do a little back forth analysis. Here you could see where Sonic would do his light speed dash with that trail of rings in the sky there. So I love how you can just tell the different level design aspects. And also, look what you can spot up there. That's right, the red rings. So there's your replay value for the game. I don't know if this game's gonna have super versions of characters or anything, but yeah, there's your red rings, as we've come to expect from the games. And obviously we can see another thing here that's been revealed through this gameplay is Tails' flight. So Tails can do a little fly, but there's these little streams in the sky that you can go to, and I think they basically will boost you upwards, and then you could go on that that green circle that in a lot of Sonic games boost you up. So it's cool to see like just how the different levels work, because even Tails, you can see running on walls, running on grind rails, and I assume you could just get a little flight after. So just a little bit of extra gameplay in there. And then what got people really excited is there were two preview events for the game. So Polygon got to play the game, and I figured I'd just read kind of like some important parts of it. So Sonic Dream Team, which Polygon played hands-on preview event earlier this week, borrows from a variety of influences. Its levels are inspired by skate parks with grind rails, half pipes, and pathways that loop around, and the impossible Dream Team architecture of Christopher Nolan's Inception. Levels are brightly colored distillations of Dr. Eggman's dreams filtered through Sonic and Friends, Cream the Rabbit. So this is awesome to me. Like, I love this idea, because even, then when you look at the launch, a lot of that makes sense. You know how they're going with a skate park influence. I mean, you can see it literally right here with just like the half pipes going on, because I think this is one of the few times in a Sonic game you have these sort of half pipes. They're sort of like they remind me of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like when you get like the blue pad to do the big boost in the air until you go down. Like, this is kind of what I'm getting from this. And even you could tell just from this more open area here, very playground like. And I mean, obviously from just the level aesthetics, you can tell the dream aspect of it that follows like the Christopher Nolan philosophy of having a game, in some kind of dream dimension of some kind. So I thought that was just really cool to hear. The skate park inspired levels of Dream Team built so players will run them multiple times and with multiple goals in mind. In some of the levels I played, I said in the dream world known as Scrambled Shores, which it looks like the first beach one, I was tasked with finding keys to unlock new pathways, reaching the goal under a time limit, or tracking down a hidden object. So those two seem to be the 3 level types in there. Levels architecture will change depending on the goal, and players are encouraged to revisit levels again and again. Levels are full of hidden collectibles, including blue coins and red stars scattered through. So this is almost, this is almost sounding also not just like adventure, but a bit like Mario 64, how, you know, you go back to a level and the structure's a little different when you go back to it. And obviously Sonic Adventure 2, how, you know, you could go back to the levels in the mission mode and have different objectives in there. It doesn't seem like this game has rankings. I feel like that would have been explicitly said at this point, but regardless, really cool that levels have that sort of replay value in them. Some collectibles and areas can only be reached by certain characters. Sonic the Hedgehog is playable, and his friends Amy Rose play identical to the Blue Blur. Tails, Knuckles, and Rouge the Bat and Cream the Rabbit are also unlockable. Knuckles and Rouge can both glide and climb walls, giving them access to locations that other characters can't reach. The same is true for Tails and Cream, who can fly around levels for a brief period of time. The good news for players who want to collect everything in a level, they can switch between any unlockable character mid-run. The only caveat is that they have to be motionless while doing so. So you won't be able to fly high as Tails, then switch to Rouge Light. That makes sense. I mean, I feel like that at that point you'd be breaking the game if, like, you know, you were mid-flight with Tails and then you swap to Sonic and then, you know, light speed. That's a cool concept in theory, you know, being able to kind of Sonic Heroes, like, but this is, I mean, a notable mechanic. Obviously the game's called Dream Team, and they haven't really shown off the Dream Team aspect of the game too much, where a big part of the game is you can swap between a character mid level. And I think that's awesome because, again, like, you could be going through this level flying around this Cream, then you could swap to Sonic to go, you know, high speed. That to me is going to feel like there's going to be a lot to do in a level, and that's why I'm trying to see like a lot of adventure like influence in the game. You know, like the levels are a bit more open, you know, you have replay value within them, there's more space to do stuff. Each character has their gameplay type. Now granted, they are all platforming levels. At the end of the day, it's not like adventure where, you know, Knuckles has his own gameplay structure, Tails has his own gameplay structure, but it's just adventure in sort of spirit in a lot of ways. So Sonic Dream Team is not combat focused. Instead, the enemies scattered through levels are designed to help players maintain their momentum as they dash and smash into them. So not gonna expect too much combat a la Sonic Frontiers, so it's gonna be more of a platformer. The hope is for loads of replayability with Dream Team's short session levels with players shooting for 100% completion runs and faster times. So that's really cool that, you know, they want you to replay levels, and the levels look like they might be fun enough to do so. There's also an overarching story in Dream Team, which is kind of a big deal. I want to know what's going on here. Told through voiced in-game cutscenes. So the game will have cutscenes. Venerable Sonic bad guy Dr. Eggman discovers a dream catcher-like device called the Reverie, which Sega describes as an ancient device with the power to manifest dreams in the real world. Aiding Sonic and friends in understanding the Reverie's power is Arium, so that's that new goat lady, a play on REM sleep, who is introduced in Dream Team as its guardian. Arium, an anthropomorphic sheep, is an original creation of Sonic Dream Team as created by Hardlight and Sonic Team artist Yuji Uekawa. So awesome, love to see that. And then it's just, you know, the typical blah 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 game will be coming to all devices. But yeah, no, that this is awesome to see. I know another website here got to play the game, and they kind of give the same rundown. You know, his pals go through levels of different pathways, amusement park gameplay, going through obstacles. So levels are meant to be replayed, so it sort of gives you the same rundown, you know. But I just, everything I am just seeing, just gameplay wise and environment wise, I'm so happy about. And I think the biggest thing to really latch onto is just the fact that, again, keep in mind, like, this isn't an iPhone game. You know, this isn't just an iPhone game. This is an Apple game, and Apple devices are really powerful now. So I just feel like I think people are almost underestimating how much of a game this is. I mean, look at this level alone, by the way. You can literally see on the bottom here all the grind rails leading to different paths. Like, this is a game. You know, it might not be like a crazy length game. You can tell they're banking on replayability because the levels are bite-sized. They definitely still have mobile DNA in them, right? But you can definitely see just some type of ambition here, and just a type of game that I think fans are really going to be happy with, all the fans that get to play. And I do think eventually it'll make its way to other platforms. You know, I think someday it might. Maybe they'll have the exclusive for a year or so, but I feel like at the very least one day this will come to PC and platforms, because this to me is just like, it's so fucking cool. And I really hope it's successful, and I really hope that it becomes a banger, not just in terms of, you know, sales numbers for Apple, but in terms of just fan love. So guys, let me know what you think of all the new information we have. Are you excited? Do you feel like this is leading up to some kind of mini mobile adventure game? Is this just something completely, you know, uninteresting to you? Are you hyped? Let me know. Obviously, you don't have to get into it being exclusive to Apple Arcade. I've heard your opinions on that many a times. So just try to talk about the game itself. Let me know what you think. And of course, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out. I love you.